Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And I want to give double honor to the apostles and that was the great millstone that ruled very well, that's continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And much love and salutations to the hopefully elect that's also doing his work in all faith, true, and sincerity. Now, the topic of this video is going to be centered around this current holiday, man. This wicked ass holiday known as Valentine's Day. All right, because these people out here celebrating this so-called holiday, not knowing the origins behind it, and really it's all in the will of Yahweh by Shimei Shai that these people, they don't understand. They don't understand about, what they get themselves into or what they worship, or they uplift in this society. Okay. And what backs this up is Daniel, which I got right here. Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. All right. So it says right here, man, it says the wicked shall do wickedly, which is the point in this precept. The wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, which they don't understand. They don't understand the orders behind what they're getting themselves into. Not only Valentine's Day, but these other holidays that's being pushed out here in America. All right. And it also says, but the wise shall understand. So the wise understand what's going on. They know about the origins of these holidays, especially and not only the ones who are of the hopeful elect, which is us here, Great Millstone, but also too, these higher ups of Esau, these wicked elites, they know their origins behind these holidays, man. They do a deep search about these holidays. They already know, And so they push this out in America, man. All right, they make all kinds of publications and advertisements, decorations, and stuff like that. For these people to indulge in. All right, and just to keep them in that spirit of rebellion, because Yahweh Shimei Shai didn't sanction this. He didn't sanction these holidays that you got going on nowadays. All right. But once again, man, it's all in the will of Yahweh Shimei Shai to separate the sheep from the goats. All right. Now I got this piece of information right here, and actually this has a lot of information on here, and also a lot of references to other parts of information that links this all together. But whoever put this together did a good job of putting it all together like this. But I'm gonna kind of skim through it because I don't want this video to be too long. As you see here in the headline, it says Saint Valentine's Day. It says celebrated by lovers everywhere. Of course, Saint Valentine's Day is a well-known tradition, but what is its origins? And see, that's the number one question, which these people don't consider. They don't consider the origins behind these holidays, because they do it because first and foremost, everyone else is doing it. All right. Second, because they're doing it because it feels good. Okay. Then if it feels that on that whole what they want, their desire. All right. And they're doing it because it looks good. It looks enticing. All right. And so therefore they don't question anything about it. Okay. Now reading on says, what is the meaning of it? Is it a day Christians should observe? And by Christians, it means Hebrew Israelites. So to rephrase that, say, is it a day Hebrew Israelites should observe? And the answer is no. No, because there's the origins behind this goes all the way back to ancient Babylon, which is in this piece of information, Slakia, this piece of information that I got right here. All right. So it says every February 14th, husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, and school classmates exchange Valentines, heart-shaped boxes of candy and flowers while celebrating this holiday. You have more than likely grown up observing this custom, but have you ever wondered where it came from, and what it is really about. All right, see, that's the number one question. All right, now just to go through it just a little bit, it says researching the name of this festival in most reference works will lead you to a third century Catholic martyr named Valentine, which if you go on Google, if you try to look up the origins behind Valentine, it's only going to give you a guy by the name of Saint Valentine. All right. However, the Encyclopedia Britannica states, and that's a very good piece of information right there. Very good, reliable source. States in its 15th edition, St. Valentine's Day as a lover's festival and modern tradition of sending Valentine cards have no relation to the saints, but rather seem to be connected either with the Roman fertility festival of the Lupercalia, kept on the evening of February 14th and the day of the 15th, or with the mating season of birds. This information is reiterated by the Encyclopedia Americana, another good source. The customs of Valentine's Day have been handed down from the Roman festival of Lupercalia, celebrated in the month of February, when the names of young women were put into a box and drawn out by men as chance directed it. This is the origin of Valentines, cards linking men and women together for sexual purposes. Which, hey, once again, going back to fertility, this festival was characterized in the latter Roman period by wanton raillery and unkindled freedom. In other words, there's a whole lot of homosexuality going on and all kinds of madness going on during that festival. That's what it means by this. All right. Now, reading on, it says Lupercalia was a festival celebrating in honor of the god Pan of Egyptian mythology. Let's see if I can zoom in real quick. It said Lupria's classical dictionary records this about the name Lupercalia. The name seems to be borrowed from the Greek name of Pan, Lysias, I believe that's how you say it, from Lucas, the wolf, because Pan as a god of shepherds protected sheep from the rapacity of wolves and so on and so forth. Let me see if I can skim down just a little bit more. Right here. It says, actually, Slocky, I'm going to start from where I left off from. It says, to the Romans, he was known as Lupercus, which means wolf hunter, the defiled hero hunter, and by the Semites, he was known as Baal. So, yeah, as you can see, it is links to Baal. All right. Who is Pan, Lupercus, or Baal? He is none other than the defied Nimrod of Genesis 10, which you can go look that up in Genesis 10. It speaks about Nimrod. And just to give you the gist of it, this all goes back to Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. All right, because it really leads back all to Babylon. Okay. Now, let's see if I can go down just a little bit more. All right, right here it says, this festival also honored the goddess of sexual immorality, which that goes on rampant nowadays, but on Valentine's Day it's completely escalated or elevated. It's like you. Venus. Venus was the mother of Cupid. He was believed to bring about love and also to make it cease. The name of Cupid means desire, and Nimrod's mother, Venus, Semiramis, which, Venus does go back to Semiramis, desired that is lusted her son. That's also true because there's numerous pieces of information that tells you that Semiramis basically got loved her son. I mean, not just love her son as a son, but love her son as being her husband. All right, because they believed that Tammuz was Nimrod in the reincarnation. Okay. Reading on, it says, that is why she is called a goddess of sexual immorality. She married her own son. They, in their twisted sexuality, are the objects of Valentine's Day. In other words, incest. Okay. So that's what Valentine's Day really goes back to, man. Fertility and sexual immorality, man. It does have Roman links to it, but all in all, it still goes back to Babylonians, because even The Greek and Roman customs even go back to the Babylonians. The pantheon that goes back to Babylon, and other holidays as well. Okay, which they celebrated back during the Roman Empire, the Greek and Roman Empire. Slovakia. Now it says, Cupid, the winged baby with a bow and arrows and a heart, is tied directly to Nimrod in the Babylonian mysteries. And the Babylonian mysteries. Alexander Hislop, in his book, The Two Babylons, states it's about Cupid and the symbol of the heart. The heart was one of the sacred symbols of Osiris, was Nimrod again, when he was born again. Going back to what I was talking about earlier, the reincarnation of which they believed Tammuz was Nimrod. And the period has Harpocrates, in which Harpocrates, if you do research on it, the Romans, I believe it was the Romans, fact check me. They believe that was the god of silence, in which they mistaken it for it being a infant or a child, because the child had a finger on his mouth, and they mistook it for that. And that's what pulls up on the information that I was able to gather. But if you have other information on it, you're more than welcome to chime in. And it says, Tammuz, or the infant divinity, born in the arms of his mother Isis, Nimrod's wife, which goes back to the mother and child worship, as you see in these Catholic churches. This infant divinity was frequently represented with the heart or the heart-shaped fruit of the Persia in one of his hands. Now, if you go and Google the image of any images of who the world calls Jesus as an infant, you can catch numerous of pictures with the child with the heart. All right, I mean you can clearly see it. Hislop goes on about Cupid. Speaking of a statue of Cupid, he says it is a fair fool, and actually talking about John Bell, but I'm gonna see if I can actually skip through this. Let's see. I skip down to right here. It says, how did the heart become the recognized symbol of the child of the Great Mother? The answer is the heart in Chaldee, in which this remains to be seen. Say in the Babylon language is Bell. I don't have the info on me right now to go get it because I'm on this article, and you really can't switch between tabs on this app. But actually, I can go get it in a second. But just reading on, it says, another name of Nimrod. Now the worship of the Sacred Heart was just justified under symbol. Its true meaning was hidden. All right. Going down once again, and really, just to break down the heart. That heart. These so-called elites. These wicked elites, should I say? They use that heart nowadays as a symbol of fertility. All right, because really that heart that you see, especially here on Valentine's Day, the heart that you see represents the vagina. All right, and see, people don't know that. Okay, so like message came through on my phone. So how did this pagan festival come to be known as Christian? It was during the reign of Pope Gelasius that the festival became a Christian custom. As far back as 496, Pope Gelasius changed Lupercalia on February 15th to St. Valentine's Day on February 14th. All right, there's another piece of information. The Emperor Constantine, which we all know about Constantine, he was a heavy into pagan worship, had made Christianity the official religion of the Roman Empire, which it was named the Holy Roman Empire, which wasn't so holy. In the 4th century, by this time, much of reading verbatim, said God's truth had been discarded and replaced by pagan philosophy. Once again, here it is right here. That's the spirit. Constantine himself was a sun worshiper. The universal, which if you go into the word Catholic, it does mean universal. Church's main concern was to convert the pagans as quickly as possible. And actually, I have another piece. I believe I did another video on this not too long ago about Constantine, the origins behind the Catholic religion and things of that nature. Let's see if I can get a little bit more information on there. Yeah, so that basically goes into the mingling of the truth, which is in the scriptures, mingled with paganism, and that's how you get these beliefs in the Christian religion today. All right. Now I'm gonna read this last bit. It said, as is well noted here, St. Valentine's Day and all its trappings are nothing more than a sexual festival in honor of defied human beings who claim to be of the divine family of God and Jesus' earthly mother. Has nothing really changed about this day in 2,000 years? Yeah, and that's basically, it's going on a rant about it. All right. So that's basically it on this piece of information right here. I'm gonna go back to the scriptures. And let's see. Should be on Jeremiah 10. Oh, yeah, it's lucky. But yeah, man, that just goes to show you, man, it's people that have no idea, man, what they're getting themselves into. Because first and foremost, man, it's not meant for everybody to understand, which is the reason why I read the other precept earlier. Because the wicked are not going to understand it. They're not going to understand that, the origins behind holidays, but the wise understand, which the wise is of the hopeful elect. All right, which we understand the origins behind these holidays. That's why, therefore, we don't celebrate it and we don't condone it to the rest of the ones that hear and understand, who are also of the hopeful elect. Now, this is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. It said, thus said Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. All right, so that's clear cutting to the point. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai said, learn not the way of the heathen, and not to take after their customs, which is really that precept is talking about. All right, don't take after their customs. Don't do anything that they do. Just stick to the scriptures, man. That's all you got to do. All right, to the new brothers. All right, with that, man, hopefully y'all can be edified with that piece of information, man. And, until then, come out with another video. And once again, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that rule very well. And blessings and shalom to the hopefully elect that's doing this work in all faith, truth, and sincerity, and all diligence. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.